in Korea. I remember one time one of the owners of the gym, he came up to me and he was like, he knew he was going to say something fucked up. And he's like, other members have complained about your wetness. And I was like, no, my wetness? They're complaining about my wetness. Oh my gosh, complaining about my wetness at the gym is like telling someone not to cry at a Pixar movie. Are you kidding me?
Jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. Not jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. With Rudy Tyburczy.
What is up, my friends? Hello, this is your boy, Rudy T, coming at you with another episode of Jokes and the Gym. I'm happy to be here. This is another quick moving week. Lots of stuff going on in my life, having to rearrange, reorganize, reprioritize, move things around so that I can do the things I love. That takes a lot of prep, a lot of work, and it takes help. It takes communication. It takes consistency. It takes knowing what you're getting into for the day ahead, the days, the weeks ahead, so that you can grapple with those things when they approach. This week, again, was just crammed. I'm getting more and more clients. So thankful to be working with more people, getting more experience in a field that I love. I'm excited to be a member of the WISE community. The YMCA, not wise, W-I-Z-S-E. I don't know. I try to be wise, but wisdom, I don't know. If you try to be wise, I think you're a dipshit. I don't know. Is that right? I don't know. I'm just a guy who does comedy, who's a personal trainer, who's doing my best, who's got a cat over his little shoulder. Frostner, can you see me? No, she's licking herself. That's fine. That's what cats do. But I'm doing a lot at the Y. I'm working with clients. I'm getting new clients regularly. I'm working in the teen strength program. So it's kind of like I'm a gym teacher for 13 to 15-year-olds at the Y. It's pretty cool. I love it, actually. I've worked in education for many years of my life. So it's a pretty natural fit to be able to talk with kids and younger folks about the proper way to do things in the wellness center, how to lift weights, how to spot your buddy, And so I've really been enjoying that. And I'm getting deeper connections with my clients, which is really cool. You get to know the people you're serving. You get to know the community that you're a part of. And you get to hear people's stories in addition to helping them pump some iron. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to get the guns, sons. You know what I'm talking about? We're not here for firearms. Sorry about that. Not sorry. And so today, I'm going to go through this kind of a quicker one intro because I'm going out of town this weekend and I wanted to get a jump on the work ahead because normally I record on Monday and then put out on Tuesday and Rudy Tuesday. And so this week I'm going to be gone helping someone move. And so this is Friday show, baby. And I wanted to talk about a framework that I developed when I was an English teacher in Korea. But I also think that it is super applicable to pretty much any aspect of your life. It's just about growing and the different phases it takes to kind of learn a language or to learn a new skill. And I called these the 3 C's of communication. And those 3 C's are comfortable, confident, and curious. And you move through those 3 different timelines as you're learning a new skill. And I taught English overseas for many years. And for many of my Korean students, they'd never really spoken English. They'd never maybe spoken with a native English speaker. I was a college instructor for 4 or 5 years in Korea. And for a lot of my students, they'd never spoken with a native English speaker before in their life. And so they really had to work on that first C, getting comfortable. So that's a lot of times, that's the first step of any new endeavor. Like we go to the gym, we're not sure. People are big and sweaty and loud and weird and hairy. I just saw myself, and so I just started using adjectives. And so it takes time to get comfortable in there. So it takes a lot of time to just work on that first C. So many people go to a gym. That's like what Planet Fitness is for, kind of. And I'm not besmirching the name of Planet Fitness. It's where you go to get comfortable in a wellness center, in a fitness environment, at the gym. Jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. I kind of like Planet Fitness's commercials now because they are including jokes in their advertising. It's like fun and playful. And so they know who they're advertising for. They know what they're pointed at. They know the people they want to attract to their gym. And that's great. I think Planet Fitness is great in a lot of ways. They're introducing new equipment as well. So I kind of like that rollout. I like the mass appeal of a Planet Fitness, kind of like how you walk into a Target and you know what's going to be there. It's the same thing kind of with a Planet Fitness. You know what you're going to get in a Planet Fitness in a lot of ways. And yet, every time you walk into a fitness center, whether it's Planet Fitness or somewhere else, there's always things that surprise me. I've been going to gyms across the world for decades. That was what kept me sane overseas. It's how I got comfortable in Korea. You know what I mean? That was my first C: comfortable, confident, curious. It's the same for living abroad. It's the same for going to the gym. It's the same for learning a language. First, you got to be comfortable. That's when you're taking stuff in. That's the first C. You're taking stuff in to learn about the place, see how you fit in, feel how it is to be in that space. Because for so many people, they've never been in such a space. And so getting comfortable is hard. Oh, no. I get it. I get it. There's like, think about it. You go to the gym, the wellness center, the fitness center, the whatever you go to, there's hundreds of people doing really intense work within inches of each other, right next to each other, from age 12 to 112. So you have to be aware of what's going on. You have to be adaptable. You have to be able to navigate those different areas of any place like the Y, or I go to West Coast Strength as well. I love West Coast Strength. I love the Y. I've gone to so many different gyms, wellness centers, fitness spaces around here and in Korea. And in Korea, I wasn't always comfortable. I was a lot of times the only white guy in a totally Korean space where the average age of people was 60 or 70 years old. So that was some of my gym experience in Korea, was going to this old gym at the top of Namsan Mountain at, Namsan Tower. Look up Namsan Tower. My gym was right there. And I could walk to the top of Namsan in 20 minutes. I could do a nice little jog to get to the top of there. I see a bunch of tourists. I'm sweating. I'm gasping for air. And there's also gyms on the way up the mountain. That's one of the things I loved about living in Korea, was these outdoor gyms, was these places, these spaces. You would find them almost on every public space on a hillside. There's so many mountains around, and you go up and there's like 70-year-olds doing curls without, outside weight equipment. There's guys doing all sorts of stuff. Ajuma, Ajushi, doing so much exercising together, and it's just kind of beautiful. I actually had a Nemesis at my last gym on Namsan at the top of that mountain. And this guy just he saw me and he didn't like me. He didn't like the cut of my jib for whatever reason. Probably because I was doing heavy lifts and grunting and that kind of stuff. But it's a friggin' weight room. I get it. I was like the only whitey there. It was like 6 a.m. A bunch of 7-year-old Koreans. I remember one time one of the owners of the gym, he came up to me and he was like, he knew he was going to say something fucked up. And he's like, other members have complained about your wetness. And I was like, no, my wetness? They're complaining about my wetness. Oh my gosh, complaining about my wetness at the gym is like telling someone not to cry at a Pixar movie. Are you kidding me? have complained about your wetness. And you know what? That stuck with me. That's now a thing that I think about. But it's okay. I've always been conscientious of it. I know I'm sweaty. I'm not an idiot. I wiped the freaking ground. I literally cleaned the ground. And so it wasn't like I was just sweating on people all the it's just like that's part of it. Koreans by and large do not sweat as much as big hairy guys like me, and that's fine. But it took me a long time to get comfortable, and some days the whole workout was just trying to get comfortable. But once you get comfortable with taking in stuff, then you can be confident with putting your stuff out there. Okay, I know how to use the gym. I can navigate this space. I can move around. I can do what I need to do in a way that's respectful of others. I can do what I do in a fun way for me and get my work done. That's confident. You know what you're going to do. You go in there, you do it. You've gotten some more tools. You've done some more studying. Maybe you've gotten a trainer or a coach or something to help you know how to do it yourself. Because if you don't increase your knowledge, if you don't ask people questions, then you're just going to be spinning your wheels in there. You're just going to be like, okay, another night at the gym. Who gives a shit? And it's like, no, that's not what we want. I want people to go there and to appreciate it, who know what they're doing, who feel confident and empowered to be able to move their bodies, to be able to say, you know what, I'm strong and I can take up this space. And I got to do that because a lot of the time, I don't know. It just feels like I take up too much space sometimes. I've spent a lot of my life trying to be as small as possible. And that's hard. That's really hard. And so now I'm a part of a community where I don't feel like I have to do that. Even though my methods of my own workouts might be a little atypical, might be a little different from the norm. I'm working out in the same place I work right now. And that's an interesting crossover. I'm really integrating these different parts of my life that I'm excited about, that I'm passionate about. I'm weaving them together in a way that makes me excited to kind of see what's going to happen because I don't know what's going to happen. It's like, I'm writing more jokes about that stuff. I'm the content that I'm feeling like creating and like writing, producing is fun, and I'm seeing more and more of what people want and need. People are reaching out to me. People are asking me questions, both online and in real life. And I feel like that's great. That's me getting more confident in the job. I'm still on that first C. I'm in that trying to get comfortable in the role of a trainer, trying to build my processes, trying to help people learn, trying to improve my teaching ability. And I think I'm doing okay. I have a lot of experience in teaching, and this is a passion of mine. And Judd Leinhardt, a guy whose programs I purchase and follow and work out to, who's awesome. I totally recommend his stuff. He said something on on one of his posts about how when your passion meets service, that's where you can find your calling. And I'm getting closer, I'm passionate about exercise and health and motion. I'm passionate about comedy and laughter and connection. And I'm finding a way to be able to put those together in a service way where I can serve others and help people learn more and be better versions of themselves at the gym at the very least. And I think if we're stronger, healthier people, if we know how to move our bodies, we're going to be happier. And that's going to make a ripple effect. And help the world around us. So comfortable, confident. And the last one, third C, curious, baby. What happens when you do feel good in a space? What happens if I try something else out? What happens if I adjust this a little bit? Oh, I was told this, but I want to try that now. So the curious part comes when there's questions. When you really start like trying to apply things you've learned without exactly knowing the answers. And of course, yes, safety is the number one thing. Do things safely. Make sure your body feels good. If it hurts, don't do it. But also, try stuff out. Oh my gosh, I'm loving including some more rotation in my exercises. Like working in the transverse plane for a single leg kettlebell RDL. Oh, adding a little twist? Oh, that's heavenly. It's divine. That was my exercise of the day. That one, the last one that I did today when I recorded was single leg twisting kettlebell RDL. Oh man, a single leg hinge right now. You add a little transverse plane in there. Oh yeah, ha ha. Put that on your booty and grow it. That's what I'm talking about. And so that curious point is fun. That's when you get to have more fun. What would happen if, take that on stage sometime. What would happen if I tried this? What would happen if I did it differently? What would happen if I did my closer at the front? What would happen if I did my opener at the close or in the middle? What would happen if? And give it a go. Again, being respectful of the time of others and yourself and the space that you're in, whatever that might be, having the knowledge that things are going to change, moments are going to change, what you're able to do is going to change from day to day, moment to moment. And so I'm excited to continue to explore that stuff. Days are full right now. And so I have to plan. I have to prepare. I have to ask questions. Okay, what would it look like if you didn't work out? Because that's also an important thing too. Working out keeps my head on straight. That's what I've always told people. And I think Dr. Peter Attia, I think it is, who has said, there is no drug out there that does as many good things for your body as exercise. If you could prescribe one thing for everyone in the world, it'd be exercise. So I hope that we're keeping that in mind as we move forward. I hope that we do recognize that our journeys are going to look different. And maybe today we're just going to work on comfortable. Maybe I go into the gym and I'm just trying to get comfortable. Or maybe today I'm confident at the gym. Maybe I go in and I'm like, ooh, I'm ready to go. Let's get some work done. I got a good night's rest. Let's see what happens. Let's go for it. Or maybe you're on that third seat. You're curious and you're like, ooh, I want to try something else. I maybe hit a plateau. I want to see what happens if I change up my routine. I want to see what happens if I do something a little differently, y'all. And go from there. And then that's fun. That creates joy, excitement, novelty in your days. And so I'm feeling good about my time at the Y right now. It's been positive so far, and I think I'm building a reputation. I was working with a client the other day, and one of my favorite members, he was nearby in the circuit training area. He sees me, and it was kind of a moment between sets, and he said someone was cleaning the bench, and he looks at me and he goes, you're good at what you do, Rudy. And I looked at him and I said, thank you. I appreciate that, because I do. And it's not even, that wasn't even on my mind. I'm just trying to be there to serve my client, hanging out with Judy, and it was a good workout. It was awesome. And she communicated, and we're getting to know each other just like I am with all of my clients. And it feels good to be recognized when you're not trying to be recognized. That wasn't what I was doing it for, but somebody witnessed me, and I think we all need a witness at some points. That's part of comedy, obviously. We're psycho-egomaniacs. Not really, but kinda, but not really. And when you're doing the work, nobody watches you when you're writing jokes alone at home, says good job. And so that's one of the things that service allows for, is recognition in a way, and connection and community. And so I'm really glad that I've found a place at the Y where I'm able to do more of that. I see people when I go there high-fiving, helping out, lending a hand, making jokes, pumping iron. What the heck? What a freaking good life. So I'm joyful I get to do that and share that with other people. I am going to see if I can do 3 of these little reviews. The next 3 folks, oh no, I took the calendar down from last year, so I don't know who the next 3 conversations were. But if I have time when I get back this weekend, I'll I'll look back over 3 of my previous guests and their final answers. Is that your final answer? About what they wish they would have known earlier in their comedy career, or what advice would they give their younger selves. So I'm always so excited to revisit those questions, because it's like I'm learning some of the greatest lessons from some of my closest friends, and that's really valuable. And last year I made more than 40 interviews on this podcast, and that takes a lot of work. And so you don't always have time to soak stuff up. So I really am appreciating this part of the podcast where I get to revisit some older episodes and just work on some solo podcasting as well. So gives me time for a little more flexibility. The shape has changed, but that's okay. I'm still going to do interviews. I'm still reaching out to people about interviews. I've got some that I've talked with folks about that I'm excited to get to at some point. But for now, we're going to check out some old interviews as well and see what we can learn from those by revisiting them. All right, I got to get ready. I'm heading out of town, and I hope you are getting ready for what's ahead, however you got to do it. Make sure to sleep, hydrate, do all that shit. You're not my mom, Rudy. Yeah, you're right. I'm not. But sometimes it helps when some dumbass tells you what to do. I know this because I get paid to tell people what to do, and they like it. Not saying that I got all the answers. I don't. I got a few, and I'm happy to share the ones I do. So remember the 3 C's of comfortable, confident, and curious. Which one are you on? What's your gym step today? What's your out in the world step today? Are you learning something? Are you doing something new? Are you undergoing a new part of life that you're not quite sure about yet? Try to focus on being comfortable today. See if you can do that. If not, if you're past that, oh man, put that chest up. Proud chest, baby. One of my favorite cues. Proud chest. Start asking questions. All right. Thanks for hanging out. And I'm excited to be here with you. Gonna have a great weekend. We'll check in soon. Thanks for stopping by. Later, my dogs. Bye, kitty. And that is gonna be the episode this week. I got back from a really long weekend of helping a friend move, and I am pooped. So I hope you enjoyed the 3 C's of communication. Oh my gosh. And the 3 C's of the gym, baby. Comfortable, confident, and curious. Oh my gosh. And how could I friggin' forget the 3 C's of comedy? Comfortable, confident, curious. It's the friggin' same for comedy. You got to be comfortable up there, and it takes a long time for that to happen. Or it doesn't. Maybe you're comfortable immediately. And if you are, then you just get a jump to confident. Oh my gosh. And if you're past confident, you go to curious? Oh, how lucky. That is kind of lucky about comedy. It's like you just get to do it. If you're comfortable, good for you. That's a great start. If you're confident, that's even better. The audience wants you to be confident. They want you to know how to steer that ship, baby. Be in them emotions, whatever they are about them jokes. Curious? And if you're curious on stage, oh, now we're talking Rory Scovel territory, dog. Curious. We're talking the greats. What happens when you're curious? What happens when you do this? What happens when you play? What happens when you take a chance? Anyways, yeah. What happens? I hope you get to work on something today that you're excited about, that you're having fun with, that you're doing your best on. And yeah, I'm going to do my best on getting this out on time and cleaning up and getting to bed. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the shorter episode. We got a shorter week. We got a shorter episode. That's how it goes. We'll see you soon.
Jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. Not jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. Jokes in the gym. With Rudy Tyburczy.
And I am worn the flip out. But I'm still here because I believe in the power of regular exercise and building solid habits.